What's up, Sabres Nation? Data here with episode 19 of the Buffalo Sabres Franchise Mode, here in the second half of the 2023-24 season, finishing off the 2024 calendar with year number 5. Up to this point, we are 45, 13, and 5, looking great, coming off a Stanley Cup and a President's Trophy last season. Our defense is going well thus far, and up at the trade deadline, I decided to pause it last episode. A couple questions, not a lot of questions. We could have just gone on through, but episode getting long. Let's keep it loose. Let's keep it fresh. Thought I'd give it to you guys in the comments to keep myself accountable, to make sure there's nothing that I'm missing from you guys. Because the biggest question was, what are we doing on defense? We have Hayden Fleury and Brendan Montour, who are both 83 overall, 2 guys for 1 spot. What do we do? So that was my main question for you in the comments. Getting into them now, Joel Litjuke says, the talk is always Montour or Fleury, but what about Yoki Haru? So Yoki Haru, 84 overall, 24 years old. To be honest, I never really thought about him much because he is such a big piece of the Sabres rebuild in real life that I never even really considered moving him. 92 defensive awareness, great two-way guy. So it's an interesting idea. You could try running Dahlin Miro, Bean Clark, and then keep Fleury Montour on the third pair. I don't know what that would do for the line chemistry, but maybe it's worth a look. Well, for line chemistry, we would get a +1 on the second and third pair, I believe. I don't believe it changes up anything. Yeah, it would still be +1/+1. At the end of the day, you have 3 D-men to fill 2 spots. I don't know if moving 1 right now is the right play. Why make any major changes, and for what? You seem cup-bound right now. The system of alternating Montour and Fleury is working well, and it's not like you need the upgrade on the third line considering how well the forwards are scoring. Timashov, Cousins, and Puljujarvi at the moment. I'd say it's worth looking into possibly moving Yoki Haru since he'll give you more value back than Montour or Fleury, but I wouldn't be so eager to move any of them. Standing pat here at the deadline might not be the worst idea. I think I'm fully in favor of that, and I believe that most of the comments are on that side as well. Mikey said definitely don't make any moves until the draft. Try to trade up with Montour then, because it's looking like a repeat. Also sign those guys now because the price is good. Keep them coming. Good video, keep them coming. Thank you, Mikey. Talking about the contract extensions of Dylan Cousins and Timashov as well. Pat says, another Whopper episode. The team is playing great. I would not touch the team whatsoever. I love Jumbo Joe. He's 44 years old, but even EA wanted the San Jose Cup win to be his walk into the sunset for the channel. Let him enjoy that Texas winter down in Dallas. It's true, we won the Cup with them on the live stream. You just won the Cup after one of the great seasons in league history. Give Cousins his payday. Keep Allmark, Fleury, and Montour. This has been a season of injuries, and your depth are now proven winners. Let it ride. That's a great point. We have been facing a lot of injuries, and our depth has always been there to step up. Louis Mallard says, maybe try out Bean on the top power play line and put Heiskanen on the top penalty kill lines, because Miro only has 3 power play points, and I'm pretty sure that it would boost Jake Bean's stats. So before we get into the rest of the comments, let me go look at that. And actually, I totally forgot, we already have this going. Jake Bean, he is on the top power play unit, and Heiskanen is on the top penalty kill unit, so nothing to do there. Louis, if you're giving me that suggestion without even knowing that it was already being done, then you absolutely read my mind, and we are on another level, my friend. Maybe Clark should take Heiskanen's place. He has a relatively good scoring percentage compared to Miro. I believe that's in reference to the second unit here. Miro Heiskanen, he does have 4-star shooting, but of his 38 points, only 3 of them are on the power play. So yeah, maybe the third, because he is now listed as a top 4 defenseman, and he's being buried a little bit on the third unit. So Brandt Clark on defense would not be a bad idea at all on that second power play unit. We'll give it a shot and see if it has any improvement on the power play percentage. Victor Olofsson's numbers are weird too. He only has 1 power play point and he doesn't take a lot of shots compared to Arvidsson and some other forwards, but he has a respectable scoring percentage. Maybe move up Victor or Skinner. That would not be a bad move. And then he says Dominic Kubalik and Taro Hiroshi have interesting stats in terms of people that we could go after at the deadline here. So when he says move up Victor, I think he means Arvidsson. He might be thinking about Victor Arvidsson. This is Mikael Arvidsson, and then there's Victor Olofsson. I may have misread that, but he's saying that maybe you could move up either of these 2 guys into Olofsson's spot. We would go from +5/+3 to +3/+1 with Skinner and +3/+1 with Arvidsson. So I think we'll keep it as it is for now, even though I do agree that Arvidsson going up or Skinner would probably be best. But hey, we got to go by the chemistry, unfortunately. So thanks for that comment, Louis. Very detailed. Love to see that. Mr. Muffinman says maybe go for Nolan Patrick. We were talking about trade possibilities. So Patrick, Kubalik, and Hiroshi are the three guys that have been recommended thus far in the comments section. Zerzara added an interesting point. He says, don't just look at the plus minus in your situation with the penalty kill. Look at the penalty minutes, because Hayden Fleury is taking more penalty minutes, and that might be what's going on with the penalty kill woes that we were having. To be honest, 17 penalty minutes isn't really the worst thing in the world, so I'm not too worried about that. But he raises a very good point that if this guy's always getting penalties, then he shouldn't be on the penalty kill, because a different defenseman will come in and then ruin that chemistry. But raises a good point. And last comment coming from our good friend Apo. He was in a bit of a minority here, saying maybe try and trade Montour now and get something good back, like young players at a 75 plus overall, because you do not have that much time with this GM mode, or you can trade him for something that will upgrade your team right now. Great video as always. Can't wait for NHL 21. Neither can I, Apo. So considering the other comments that we got, and I totally forgot that we also already have another first round pick coming from the Winnipeg Jets in the Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen trade, I don't think moving Montour makes sense right now with all those reasons combined. Winnipeg's doing pretty badly. It looks like that's going to be a lottery pick at the very least, possibly a top 10 draft pick. So it looks like it's coming back to help us. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen for the prospect and the first, as Perceau is playing first line in the AHL, and that first round pick is going to do us well as well. So very excited. Thank you, Winnipeg, for all that help. Concerning the trades, I don't think if we're not moving anyone, then it's not going to really work to go out and get anyone either. Kubalik was a suggestion in Louis' comment. Dominic Kubalik, here he is. A bit too much trade value for me to do. It would cost one of those defensemen and a draft pick, probably a second or so. If we went after Taro Hiroshi, it would be pretty much the same thing. Surprised that he's an 86 overall. Good for him. And the other one was Nolan Patrick. If we look at centers, the interesting thing is that his potential is down to low elite, 84 overall, expiring deal. Put him in the right spot, give him the right line mates, this guy would jump to high 80s, medium elite, and double his trade value. So it would be a good investment to try and get this guy. Unfortunately, we don't really have anywhere to play him. He does fit our third line, and he would be a great third line center, but we already have an 85 overall Dylan Cousins there, so it wouldn't really make sense to put him there. He has 80 faceoffs. He really is a center. He's a power forward. He's almost identical to Dylan Cousins, to be honest, in overall and player type and stats, at least defensive stats. Cousins with his 81. Yeah, I prefer Cousins. So as much as Nolan Patrick would probably work, I don't think it makes as much sense. So we're going to go ahead and just keep Dylan Cousins there. So I think we're good to continue simulating. No other changes to make. Defense is good. We're going to keep going with our alternation of Fleury and Montour to the end of the season. Demko backed up by Allmark. We have great scratches who are all very capable in their respective positions. And we're going to keep on rolling. I'm just going to take a quick look at the power play and the penalty kill percentage. Maybe that little change that we made will do something for the power play, the defense change that we made there. But it's we're firing on all cylinders. 23% on the power play, 81.9 in the penalty kill. Let's finish off this season. Probably a bit of a shorter one, but that'll allow us to go more in-depth into the point totals and other things that may be of interest to us at the end of this season. So moving into the month of March now, any games against Winnipeg? I'd love to go see them. Hopefully we always beat them. Winnipeg. No games against them the rest of the season. So let's just go see a good team then. Yeah, let's go start off with a division rival. Classic Toronto Maple Leafs. Let's do it. We'll have to go through the Canucks and the Red Wings. Vancouver Canucks, we beat them 5-3, and the Detroit Red Wings, we shut them out 3-0. So we're 47-13-5 against the 37-23-4 Toronto Maple Leafs. First period, 2-2 game. Eichel and Dahlin for us. Bracco and Der Arberburms for Toronto. Did I say for Toronto after the first one? Obviously, Eichel and Dahlin for us, and those other two for Toronto. Second period, oh boy, 3 unanswered right there. Skinner scores twice, and then Reinhardt adds one of his own. Vishnevsky in nets for the Maple Leafs. Let's just call it a day. Wow, 7-3 demolishing of the Maple Leafs. Jake Bean on the power play. Rasmus Asplund throws one in. Matthews got a goal against Linus Ullmark, but not enough. 7-3 victory. 2 goals and 2 assists for Jeff Skinner. Goal and 2 assists for Eichel. 2 assists from Casey Middlestat. The top 6 coming in big time as we will keep on simulating without any problem in the world. Dallas Stars are close to 40 wins, eh? Even San Jose. You know what? Let's go see Dallas. And then maybe after that, Samuel Morin. Oh, really? Samuel Morin on waivers. I guess he hasn't in real life. That would be a nice pickup. 78 overall, 6'6" defensive defenseman, 90 stick checking. He's not bad. 2 years left. You know what? I will take him, and he can play in Rochester next season. I can let go of those other randos like Roland McEwen, and just keep him. Not bad. I'm happy with that. 3-1 loss against the Hurricanes, the Capitals. 4-3 shootout loss against the Capitals again right after. Canadians, we beat them 5-2. Some injuries in Rochester that we'll quickly take care of. Perfect. Here we are. Dallas Stars have 43 wins on the season. We just passed win number 50 with that W against the Blue Jackets. And it's going to be another great season. Likely a President's Trophy back-to-back for us in Buffalo. First period, 2-1 Dallas. Hintz and Kempe. Brandt Clark scores for us. Obviously, we made the trade with the Dallas Stars where Rasmus Ristolainen and Lucas Raymond went there, and Miro Heiskanen came back to us with Ty Dellandrea and Thomas Harley. Unfortunately, they lost Ristolainen to free agency, and I believe Lucas Raymond is still there, though. Second period, Victor Olofsson ties it up against Ben Bishop, and we're heading into the third, tied at 2. Shots are 25-19 in Dallas's favor, but we're quickly catching up, now 26-25. And then Mikael Arvidsson gives us the lead now, 3-2 halfway through the final frame. After being down 2-1, we score 2 unanswered. Power play late in the third now, and that's the end. That is the final nail in the coffin as Mikael Arvidsson scores 2 in the third period, his second coming on the power play, and we beat Dallas 4-2 the final. 2 goals from him, 27 saves from Demko, and 2 big assists from Sam Reinhart. Love to see it. Win number 51. Injury again in Rochester. We'll fix it up. Perfect. Full steam ahead. Who else is looking good? No one else that great, eh? As we finish off the season. Let's go see the Hurricanes. Second to last game of the season. They're a decent team. You know what? No. We got to go see San Jose. They have the best record of all the teams left. 5-4 loss against the Florida Panthers. That's a tough one. Back-to-back once again. Edmonton Oilers. Oh, we lose 4-3. Rare that we have back-to-back losses, and both by 1 goal. 51-16-6 at the moment, up against the 42-24-7 Sharks. Jack Eichel scores on the first shot of the night against Jonathan Quick, who's still alive, and we end the period up 3-0. Skinner scores on the power play, and Eichel adds another. Second period, 4-1. Jake Bean on the power play. Dylan Gambrell for the Sharks. Shots are 29-8 at the moment, heading into the third, as we are up by 3, tripling their shots. Wow. 5-1. Mikael Arvidsson gets another. Evander Kane brings them within 3, but I don't think that'll be enough. The Sharks are a good team, but 5 goals from the Sabres. Long power play, 5-on-3 was killed off, doubling their shots still, even more, and we'll call it a day. 6-2 the final as Puljujarvi added an empty netter. They pulled the goalie down by 3. Shots were 43-17 in this one. Sheesh. 2 goals and 1 assist for Eichel. A goal and 3 assists for Skinner. Goal and assist for Arvidsson. Love Jeff Skinner. I'm so glad that we're able to revitalize and rejuvenate and rebirth his career. There are a lot of adjectives we could use. Chiasson's out for a little bit with an injury, so the fourth line is going to have John Quinville slotting in as a two-way forward. I believe it keeps the +1. Perfect. Johnny Quinville. And we'll go to the second to last game against the Hurricanes now. Rochester. Fantastic. All right, good to go. Vancouver Canucks, a close 7-6 win in overtime. How about that? Chiasson is fully healed, only out for a couple games. Love it. Quinville, how did he do? How has he done this season? 18 games, 5 points. Pretty good. He's been a good healthy scratch for us throughout this season. Chiasson back, a great free agency signing who's been paying off big time for us. 4-3 loss against the Senators, 6-3 win against the Leafs. 3-2 shootout loss against the Panthers, okay. Not the second to last game, actually. I still have one against the Flyers. Yeah, we'll just go straight through to that one. Hurricanes, we have a back-to-backer here against the Hurricanes and Senators. 2-1 win, 4-3 shootout loss. The record hasn't been the great since the trade deadline, to be honest. Hasn't been that great. I believe we're 10-5-3 in the 18 games since the trade deadline. Definitely not bad at all. Just not as good as we were doing prior to the deadline. A lot of shootout losses. 3 shootout losses for us there. If you were part of the live stream last night, or not last night, on Thursday night, then you would have seen the insanity of how we lost. I believe we had lost 10, no, like in the teens of shootout losses in the entire season. Final game of the season up against the Philadelphia Flyers. Can we get win number 56? Either way, we're not hitting the 60s like last season, let alone 64, but still a very, very nice season. First period, 3-1. Eichel, Puljujarvi, and Jankowski. Travis Sanheim scores for the Flyers, and seeing Jankowski made me remember that I forgot to re-sign offer contract extensions to our players. Oh, I got so caught up in the defense talk. We'll do that after this one. Yikes. Second period, 6-1. Cousins, Skinner, and Middlestat. We're just demolishing the Flyers. We lost against all these bad teams like Ottawa, and we're destroying the good teams. 6-1 against Philadelphia. 7-1 now. Shots are 45-17, more than double. Ghost adds a power play goal, but let's just call it a day. 7-2, 54 shots on net. Are you kidding me? 54 shots on net, 7 goals to 2. Wow. Skinner a goal and 3 assists. Middlestat a goal and 2 assists. Puljujarvi a goal and an assist. He has done well. I'm glad that we kept him. He has continued to grow very nicely. So, man, let me check the contract extensions. If it's too costly, I'm just going to qualify them and sign Cousins, that is. Qualify and sign during the off-season. Dylan Cousins, okay. Let's see. What does he want right now? He wants $5.8 million. If we give him 3 years, it keeps him as an RFA, so I think that's ideal, to be honest. 85% of that is 4.85 pretty much. 3 years at 4.85. The guy's an 85 overall Stanley Cup champion, 23 years old, bridge contract. I think that's a pretty fair deal. 3 years at 4.8. Unfortunately, we could have gotten him for cheaper than that, which was what hurts my heart a little bit. 8.345 minus 4.85. That'll leave us only with 3.495. And we still have to sign Arvidsson. So he's going to be wanting $8 million, yeah, for sure. If we trade Brendan Montour in the offseason, that'll save us, hold on, plus 3.85. We'll have 7.345. Yeah, it's pushing it a little bit. It's pushing it. We'd have 7.345. Actually, and then if Allmark doesn't come back, that'll add 1.725. We're at 9.07. Yeah, definitely pushing it. Arvidsson, yeah, we should have gotten Cousins a lot cheaper. Then that's not even considering Timashov and Jankowski. Timashov was pretty cheap, eh? He wanted He wanted 2 years, $2 million. Now it's 1 year, 2.5. Why am I degenerate? Why couldn't I remember to do this? 2.575, 85% is 2.3375. I'm not offering him that. I could have gotten him for 1.8. I'm going to wait till the off season, I think. How about Jankowski? Same thing. 1 year to... No, he was going to go for 1.5. Now he wants 2. Why does it always have to change so much? I guess it's accurate that it does that, but it's a bit upsetting. The players didn't want to talk during they wanted to wait till after the playoffs to discuss their contracts, and I respect that for sure. We'll go with that. Jack Eichel, 103 points in 82 games. Another season of going over 100 points, tying his career low in this franchise mode, to be honest, with only 40 goals and 103 points, but still outstanding. I will take that. If that's his low, then I'll take it every day. Sam Reinhart missed 14 games and still put up 92 points in 68 games. A fantastic season from him. A career high in goals, I believe. Yes, 30 goals from him and 62 assists. Beautiful. Jeff Skinner, 80 points, going 40 and 40. The 40-40 club. That's 3 straight years of the 40-40 club. Love it. Casey Middlestat, 69. A bit less than last year, but understandable. I'll take 69. That's no problem. Olofsson, 68, 30 goals from him. I believe that's a career high as well for Victor Olofsson. Oh, no, I totally forgot. Last year he had 41. But aside from that, he had 32. Okay, it's not a career high at all, to be honest. But still, 68 points. Arvidsson, 64 points from him. That's a career high in his 3rd NHL season. Love to see the development. Rasmus Dahlin scored 61 points. That is tying his career high set last season. New career high in assists with 48. Jesse Puljujarvi now. This guy is really making me happy. Career high of 53 points. We weren't too sure about him when he went 24 and 70. We were happy when he did 45 and 82. We were a bit skeptical after 38 and 82. 45, we're like, okay, welcome back. And now 53 points in 82 games. Very well done from the former 4th overall pick. I'm happy to see that. Low elite still, second line role. Miro Heiskanen scored 50 points this season, which was around the same as last year. No issues there. Jake Bean, definitely not as good as last season when he put up 63 points, but even though he's at a 3 more overall than last season, which is a bit surprising, but the same amount of power play points too. But hey, 46 points, I will take that from a second pair D. Dylan Cousins, 44 for him. I believe that's not... oh yeah, it is. Just 3 more than last season. New career high in his 3rd NHL season. Dmytro Timashov, back-to-back 40-plus point seasons. That is 87 points in 2 seasons. Back-to-back 14 goals. 14-goal campaigns, looking good on that 3rd line. He's been a revelation for us as well. A guy who really blew up once we put him on that 3rd line with the chemistry. Alex Chiasson did well, 36 points in 80 games, a free agent signing. Rasmus Asplund, 30 points in 82 games as a 4th liner, exclusively as a 4th liner. Not destroying, but beating his last season record of 64. Only plays 8.5 minutes a night, and he got it done. Jankowski, 28. Yoki Haru, 21. Brant Clark, 19 in his rookie season. Fleury scored 29 points in 49 games. Montour, 9 points in 40 games. I forgot to really switch it around anymore, but Fleury was playing so well that I think I'm just going to roll with him into the playoffs. Plus 25. Quinville, 5 and 18. Looking between the pipes now, Thatcher Demko, 43, 15, and 6 with 6 shutouts, 907 save percentage, 2.58 goals against average. Allmark did very well as a backup, going 13, 4, and 2 with 2 shutouts of his own, 904 save percentage, 2.63 goals against average. Now looking at the entire NHL, is Jack Eichel winning another Art Ross? He is. Wow. He squeaked out from Tyler Seguin's grip. He did win the Rocket Richard, though, for sure, with 64 goals, 101 points from Tyler Seguin. If only he could do that in the real world. Kucherov, Pettersson, there's Reinhardt. He could have been up there even more if he played in all 82 games. Besser, William Karlsson, Pacioretty, DeBrincat, Barzal. Dominic Cahoon went point per game. Former Sabre Dominic Cahoon. He's been jumping around the NHL 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams in 3 years. That's crazy. And he finds his way with an 82-point season in 82 games with Dallas. Good for him. Keep going on down here. All the usuals. Alex Nylander? Really, huh? Alex Nylander, former Sabre. Not our responsibility, though. He was already traded when we got here. Erik Karlsson, 81 points from him. Makar, Karlsson. Dahlin with 61 has him up there, but not as much as the other boys. And in the goalie category, most wins in the NHL went to Andrei Vasilevsky. He'll likely get the Vezina. Ooh, John Gibson. Very good numbers from John Gibson. I'd probably give it to him. Yeah, I think that the Vezina is John Gibson's for sure. Any surprising goalies who are up here? Grubauer at an 84. Marachik at an 82 somehow. Bad numbers, but good record. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, he started over on the Edmonton Oilers, and he went 34, 27, and 5 in his first real season as a starter with 4 shutouts. Good numbers as well for a starter. Glad to see him thriving over in the Western Conference. Who's this guy? 80 overall, played 70 games, went 34, 30, and 5 with 5 shutouts, 905 save percentage, 2.88 goals against average, 80 overall backup goalie. Better numbers than than Peter Marachik, that's for sure there. Better numbers than Mackenzie Blackwood, who's an 84. Man, Tristan Jarry, tough season from him. So on and so forth. And just looking at rookie skaters, who's going to take the Calder this year? Justin Sourdif, really? I've never seen him score 53 points. Boy, playing second line in Edmonton. Manuel Gotch, who was the first overall pick last year, 84 overall. Didn't put up as many points as you would think. Second liner as well. Tim Stutzel over on Detroit. Marco Rossi on the Capitals. Any good rookie goalies who might steal it away? Usually not. Sorting by wins. Whoa. Come on, these menus. Timofey Vishnevsky. He is not going to win the Calder, I don't think. So I'd give it to Sourdif. Pretty surprising. Never seen Sourdif win the Calder if he does end up getting it. So let's see who our opponent is going to be in round number 1. Oh, I didn't even look at the team stats. How could I forget the team stats? Power play percentage went up, and penalty kill percentage went slightly down, it seems like, from 81.9 to 81. Power play went up to 24.3. Did we win the President's Trophy? I believe we did, and yes. 6 points ahead of the Tampa Bay Lightning, and then the Dallas Stars right behind them. Little Stanley Cup final reunion. We're the best goal-scoring team in the league with 4.07 a game, and goals against, we were the 1, 2, 3, 4th best defensive team in the NHL. Power play percentage of 24.3 was good for 3rd best in the league, and penalty kill of 81.0 was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're in the middle for sure at 81%. Respectable, but could have been better. So once we check out our opponent in the next round, that'll be pretty much it. Any last point totals of players that we might want to see? Is Lucas Raymond still on Dallas? Yes. He scored 46 points. He's stuck at an 83 overall. Yeah, it was good that we traded him, I think. He hasn't been able to do much. He has 75 points in 165 career games. This was a good season for him, but unless he starts to grow and soon, it's definitely looking like a slam dunk win for us in that trade. So time to see our opponent in round number 1 of the year number 5 playoffs for our Stanley Cup defense. We'll take on the Detroit Red Wings, who had a record of 44, 32, and 6 this season. So the rebuild is coming to fruition over in Detroit as they are looking good. Let's see who's on their team, probably led by Dylan Larkin. Yeah. Zadina, Larkin, Mantha first line, Kapanen, Stutzel, and Hirose on the second line. Bertuzzi, Veleno, and Perlini. That's a great third line. Lakachev, Lowry, and Appleton, a couple of former Jets, on the fourth line. Very good forward core. Defense, Butcher, Sider, Hronik, Chalowski, Mayfield, and Chris Letang at the age of 36. Boy, oh boy. Between the pipes, Matt Murray, backed up by Laurent Brassois. Scratched a bunch of randos, Christian Juice. Okay, so I'm quite surprised. This is a very good team. I'm surprised they didn't have a better record this year. That's a very good hockey team right there. And I know our team is great, but they got me thinking. I'm not going to tell the players that, but they got me thinking a little bit because that's a good hockey team. But of course, let's get a refresher of our team. Eichel, Reinhart, Arvidsson, Middlestat, third line, Cousins, Puljujarvi, Timashov. Maybe they have us on the fourth line, but I don't even think so there. On defense, we definitely have them at every single position. Brant Clark at 84 is already better than, Hayden Fleury at 83 is already better than most of their defense. And Thatcher Demko, of course, between the pipes, putting up great numbers last year. So we'll see if Casey Middlestat can repeat that Stanley Cup defense. That Conn Smythe defense. And yeah, where did Winnipeg finish? Oh, that's what I want to see. Where did Winnipeg finish? We have their first round pick. Let's hope it was as low as possible. The Winnipeg Jets. They traded us their first and a prospect. They didn't finish that badly. They missed out on the playoffs, and it's definitely a lottery pick, but they were 19th worst in the NHL. 19th best, I should say, in the NHL. Projected picks. So it says that we'll be picking, no, we're not going to be picking around 10 or 11 or 12. We'll be picking around 10, 11, probably, yeah, it's more like 13 actually, something like that. And then our pick closer to the bottom. So the scouts have been sent out throughout the season. Their next report can be done in the first or second week of May. This is how the draft class is looking at the moment. Some good medium elites at the top. The first overall pick is going to be a beauty for sure. Jesper Ragnarsson, left-wing sniper, medium elite, ready to go for the NHL right away. So this pick around 13, still a lot of guys we don't know a lot about, which is surprising, as always. Guy from Bosnia-Herzegovina. Okay. I'm pretty disappointed actually in the scouts that they keep telling me so much about these other guys but not about the top guys. There's not really much you can do to fix that aside from keep sending them out over and over again. For our pick closer to the bottom of the first round, there's some options, but of course we still have to keep scouting them because of course as you go deeper, there's a lot of guys who we know a lot about, like this random guy who's low top 9 in the WHL. In the OHL. Why do I know so much about him, but not someone who's in the top 20? This guy's interesting here. 3 bars, high elite, gem. Ooh, that's going to be a good pick right there. A 6'5" goalkeeper, Matthias Kochi. Wow. Parker Martin. Yeah, that's going to be a really good pick. High elite. Anybody else who's really crazy? High elite. Oh, this other guy's high. Oh, 1 bar high elite. Some 2 bar and 1 bar medium elites going very, very far down. Great. Low elites, etc. All right. So we'll touch on that more after the playoffs. The scouts will be continuing their searches throughout all of the globe. So that is it for this one, my friends. Closing up season number 5 with a record of 56, 18, and 8. Another President's Trophy. 2 straight President's Trophies. Can we go for 2 straight Stanley Cups? So thank you so much for watching. If you have any suggestions for the lineup, please let me know, and I will endeavor to make them, whether it be on forward, defense, power play, or penalty kill. Please let me know. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure that you are, because a lot of NHL 21 content is coming your way as soon as the game drops, with career simulations, franchise mode, be a pro, experiments, franchise mode challenges, etc., like we're doing on Twitch. So make sure you're following on Twitch as well. Link in the description for that, following on Twitter. And also make sure you join the Discord server. Link in the description for that, where we talk a lot about the different series, about hockey in general, and where you can vote and have your say in the various series and live streams that we do. So once again, thank you so much for watching. Let's go get that second Stanley Cup, and I will see you in the next one.